All right, the Senate proceedings there have been adjourned till tomorrow at 10 a.m. and that is the Speaker, Senate Speaker Ekwe Eturo. Members of the Senate have voted to investigate or hear the wrangles on the impeachment of Nyeri County Governor Nderitu Gachagua as the whole plenary, as opposed to an 11-member special committee that a number of senators were vouching to investigate whatever is happening in Nyeri County and the allegations that have been fronted or floated against Nyeri County Governor Nderitu Gachagua. And to put all this into perspective, let's now bring in our senior political reporter, Chris Thairu, who's joining us live from the August House, just to give us more details on the kind of arguments that were put forward by members of the Senate. A very good afternoon to you, Chris. Many thanks for joining us. Earlier on, the Senate was divided on whether the investigations should be conducted by the whole House or an 11-member team. What were some of the arguments put forward by both teams?
Well, Akisa, very good afternoon to you. And I can confirm that it is a historic move that has been made by the Senate. It will be the first time that the plenary will now be hearing impeachment motions. Remember that the Senate has handled at least 5 impeachment motions from different counties. And the first of all, as it has been the tradition, the committee or a special committee is first appointed and given that mandate to call the speaker of that county, the governor, and of course MCAs and any interested person regarding that impeachment motion. And what has been following is that the committee will come up with a report whether to impeach that governor or not, and then that report will be debated at the plenary. But this time round, it has taken a different angle altogether. This time round, the whole plenary, that all senators will now have an opportunity to sit in that sitting and interrogate all those interested people who will be summoned by the Senate. And of course, the Speaker of the Senate, Ekwe Eturo, has told the members of the Senate that come tomorrow, he'll be giving a communication on the way forward, since this is the first time that the Senate will be taking that direction. Some of the arguments or opinions that have been given by the senators who are against that special committee is that going by history, some of the members in that committee have been against or for the impeachment, and other members have not had that opportunity to interrogate maybe the governor who has been impeached or the MCAs who are proposing or who supported that impeachment motion. And so it will be good if all the senators will be given that opportunity to interrogate and also talk directly to all those involved in this impeachment motion. And like 10 or 15 minutes ago, they took a vote, and 19 senators voted against that special committee. And so we'll come tomorrow, since the Senate is on a special sitting. They're on recess, but they were recalled today and tomorrow, and of course next week for 2 days, just to handle this impeachment motion for the Nyeri Governor Nderitu Gachagua, and of course handle some electoral amendments that were passed by the National Assembly before they went on recess. Akisa.
Now, Chris, why did majority of the senators vote for the whole plenary to interrogate this issue? What are some of the reasons they had at hand?
One of the strong arguments that they were raising is that they should try maybe another way of how to handle the impeachment motions. Remember that they've handled at least 5 as a Senate, and the committees that were handling the various impeachment motions from the 5 counties, the committee members were really divided. And when they came up with the recommendations themselves were also also divided in terms of the vote. So they would like also to have an opportunity as the plenary to interrogate this governor for Nyeri, that's Nderitu Gachagua, and also interrogate MCAs or their lawyers who are supporting this impeachment motion. And of course, another argument is that they would like this impeachment motion to be handled by all senators collectively, so that when they take a vote, it will be final, so that it won't they will be overturning any decision that has been made by the committee. And so it will be the whole plenary as a Senate that will be taking that decision on whether to impeach a Nyeri governor or not. Of course, there will be a debate on that aspect, but of course we expect that the Nyeri governor Nderitu Gachagua will be given an opportunity to come before the whole house, that's the plenary, to defend himself. And of course, the other MCAs who are voting or who voted in support of the impeachment of Nderitu Gachagua will also be given an opportunity to come before the Senate and also give their side of the story. And from there, the whole house will now take a vote as the Senate and not as a committee. And that's the direction that most of the senators felt at least they should take that direction.
All right, thank you very much for Chris. Chris Thairu is a senior political reporter joining us from Parliament buildings. The Senate will get back tomorrow at 10 a.m., of course, to start the interrogations of the allegations against Nderitu Gachagua, who is the governor of Nyeri County, impeached barely a week ago by members of the County Assembly of Nyeri. Let's now